because of the origins, or I should say the founder of naprapathy, with his origins in the chiropractic profession,
Yes.
Certainly there's going to be a lot of buzz, a lot of controversy, a lot of, there's a special, unique history between the chiropractic profession and the naprapathic profession. And because the origins come from there. And if someone were to say, well, why not just be the chiropractor? Why not just go to school for the chiropractor? Why not just, if naprapathy comes from that? How would you answer that?
Well, it's true that Dr. Oakley Smith did start out as a chiropractor. He graduated from the second graduating class of chiropractic in 1899. But in a few short years, certainly by about 1905, he started to realize that other things were going on, again, from this theoretical point of view, that would explain a number of pathologies, but the major explanation or paradigm of chiropractic, he realized in 1905, from his point of view, was deficient. So the major paradigm of chiropractic was the subluxation theory. And by the way, the subluxation theory was the paradigm for traditional osteopathic medicine, but both fields had different definitions of subluxation. So, but anyway, Dr. Oakley Smith came up with a new paradigm. And so his paradigm was based on connective tissue, something that he particularly called the ligotite. So this is basically connective tissue that has become deformed, and he was able to find this deformed tissue in some of the tissues, histological slides that he was working with. So this became expanded on. So we use this particular term, but regardless of the term ligotite, what we're talking about is malformations or deformities in connective tissue, and that's really what naprapathy is addressing. And as the head of the National Institute of Health committee that I was referencing a moment ago, the committee that is officially assigned to address issues of complementary and alternative medicine, she even, on an interview that's on the internet right this moment, talking about connective tissue, how extensive connective tissue is throughout the body. It's amazing that if we were to take all organ systems away from a person, they still, by retaining connective tissue, if we were hypothetically capable of retaining the connective tissue, still the shape of the body would still exist. So how extensive connective tissue is. Connective tissue is so extensive. It surrounds organ systems. It surrounds blood vessels, organ systems, goes through organ systems. It's so prevalent and extensive. And so it's taken us over 100 years, really, even though Dr. Oakley Smith began the process or the research. We're realizing now how much he was on the right track back in 1905. But now we're realizing he really was on the right track in 1905. So our science now, all our medical science now, is coming to the realization, my gosh, it really is, that the idea of connective tissue really is important. So, the typical approach in allopathic medicine, unfortunately, in the medical schools, connective tissue was not really emphasized much. It was something to especially when you're studying surgery. Connective tissue was something to cut away and get to the organ or that sort of thing. But no, we're realizing that connective tissue is so important. And so naprapathy is in the right place. It just needs to continue with its research and its approach and its treatment plan, and basically perfect and improve on its theoretical point of view. And so chiropractic doesn't take that position. And traditional osteopathic medicine never took that position. Physical therapy doesn't take that position. Massage therapy doesn't take that position. But naprapathy is unique. And that's why it's important to continue and develop and exist.
That's excellent. Thank you for that. And, and again, we just want to reiterate that as we're answering questions about naprapathy or naprapathic medicine, in no way are we trying to diminish the value or of any of the other physical medicine practices. This is simply for the purposes of explaining our medicine and getting out to the world and even other healthcare entities in what ways we can fit into these systems.